Who is Dan Martell?
Dan Martell is a Canadian entrepreneur, investor, and coach known for his work in the tech industry and business strategies through his...
Thank you. In this video, what I'm going to do is going to break down the 3 things that I learned from a $100 million entrepreneur, which is Dan Martell. Now, I actually don't know if he's $100 million yet or if he is yet. I didn't ask him those specific questions. When you meet somebody for the first time, you don't ask these specific questions. But in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 things that I learned from this incredible entrepreneur. First of all, I want to just say, I want to thank Dan Martell for giving me a tour of his office, letting him hang with him and his team.
Got the podcast room thing.
Yeah, let me see this.
Yeah. So essentially, we changed that. Pretty much Sam's domain because that's his desk. He sits there, hides out. And
Sam, everything's been looking crispy. I want to tell you that.
That's the team, man.
Everything's been looking so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he built all of this. We got protein right there, swag here.
Okay.
Caffeine if you want some caffeine.
Yep.
Sound room here. We don't really let people use offices. This is my office studio.
Yeah.
We shoot a lot of content.
Okay.
But even when I'm here,
This is so. Are you working out here too?
No, if I got actual work to do, which I don't work from the studio, I sit out there.
Okay.
I don't come that often because I'm a disruptive dude.
So this is the first thing that I learned about him, is really around how he empowers his team. He just lets his team, come up with ideas and then take accountability. He's not a micromanager.
Joel. This is
Hey,
Joel. Joel
Shawn.
does content.
Nice to meet you.
It's pretty much all our written stuff. Joel runs that.
Okay.
So the media team sits on this side, revenue team sits on this side, and then
Okay.
yeah.
See, we need this. We need this. We need,
Oh, this is literally.
Now that you've stepped down from your CEO role.
I don't even run. This is run by Todd. Todd sits right there. So
Yeah.
Todd's the other guy. This good looking. We call him the underwear model.
Most of us here train on Saturday mornings together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also known as Single D.
It's a power plant, man. He eats, and he doesn't.
Isn't that Matisse?
No, but he.
Look at this guy. He's sitting there staring at the fridge. What, just eat the fridge, man. Then we do. Then Todd's got a studio.
Okay.
That's obviously meter room. This is Jay. Jay's one of our top revenue folks.
Yeah.
He likes to plug in and just not be bothered. So we sit here and dance in front of him and just open the door and make noise. Why is it so hard to open?
He also dropped this, which we're gonna blank.
We're building the model that we'll do. 23
Wow.
out of just here.
Wow.
With 11, 12, 13 people.
Wow. Incredibly impressive that he was able to build a multi-million-dollar empire in that office. So that was really cool. And then he took me to this area where they had a whole bunch of kids. They had a whole bunch of I want to say 15 to 18-year-olds. And he calls this King's Club. It looks clean. It looks incredible.
That's the Anna, though. She takes care of all of us. What's up, guys? Holy moly, there's a lot of you. Welcome. Shawn, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
You're a special guest. Shawn just happened to be in town while you guys were here, so I figured he could share
this
what
is
you do. Everybody's got to follow him on Instagram, too. You guys on Instagram? You guys do Instagram? Okay, follow your phones.
Wow, look at this.
We're going to do this together. Follow your
Okay.
Instagram. All right, Colin.
Look at this. I to be honest with you, I had no idea what we were gonna do that day. They just told me to meet at their office. So as soon as I got in, there was a whole bunch of people there, a whole bunch of young people. Okay.
Yeah, but tell them what you do, who you are.
Yeah,
Brag a little bit.
absolutely. Okay, I like this.
I want to hear.
Yeah. So they call me an innovation strategist. I'm an author as well. So I spent my entire career helping organizations when it came to innovation, basically helping them scale, helping them grow, helping them implement new processes, new technologies. I speak a ton. I probably do about 80 to 100 dates, just trying to get on traditional platforms and really just get people to think about innovation in new ways. That's what I want to dedicate my life to, is this idea of how can you drive value for your organizations and for yourself. And so that's a little bit about me. I also got 3 kids. I got a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and just trying to make sense of it all.
3, 2, 1, come on. Thanks, Shawn.
It was like a presentation, it was like a workshop, a seminar, where he was teaching these kids about life skills. And the theme of this particular piece, how do you become a high character person, and was really breaking down what it means to be a high character person, a person that people are attracted to, just giving back to this group of young entrepreneurs and hustlers. And I thought that was really cool.
Feel free to hang out or chill out.
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna have some fun. You guys wanna have some fun? Cool. So average age about 16 and a half. Does that sound about right? Maybe 17? Who's 15? I want to see the 15-year-old. Only one? Some people, check this out, are so poor, all they have is money. Because what makes somebody rich is things you can't buy. Isn't that cool? You guys can all do that. That's a cool thing about this room is all of you guys have that same power.
So the second thing that I learned from Dan Martell was this idea of going pro when it comes to his content. I kept on asking him, what was the inflection point for you to come to this office, to build this empire? And he's like, man, I just decided to go pro. I'm like, what does this mean? He means I stopped doing all this other stuff and just like went hard on the content space. And his ethos is really around documenting, not creating. So if you look at his podcast space, it is a beautiful space. It's engineered in a beautiful way, but they just record everything. They record their processes. They record their conversations. That's why his own like personal office is kind of set up like that too. Like 2 or 3 things. Like
There's
if
no
you were
difference in
bucking.
content. So the content started in May. So this company and those revenues is a year old.
Holy shit.
I know. That's why.
What the?
That's not Saska. This media company. 12 months.
Okay, so give me like the 411 on how to like.
Certain things can't be on camera.
Okay. After King's Club, we had dinner with his team, which was really nice. Then we walked over to the speaking engagement, and it was actually kind of funny because we're walking in the city of Kelowna, and there's like 8 people with us. 3 of them have cameras. I have a camera. He has a camera. Somebody else in that group had a camera too. Another like creator, influencer. And it's like we were walking this speaking engagement with like 8 people. Might have been even more. I just found that hilarious. I just like the fact that he's going to the speaking event with like 8 people. I gotta do this. The entourage here? Like, did they?
No. I didn't even know who was coming.
Okay. The third thing that I learned is that I do not want to be Dan Martell. I don't want his lifestyle. I don't want his business. I don't want his audience. And I love that. And guess what? He loves that too. What I learned from being with Dan Martell is that everyone should be running their own race. I am completely different than Dan. I'm going to run my business. I'm going to run my life very different from Dan. And I think that's what makes the world so incredible. Dan inspires people through his, I wouldn't say his lifestyle and his systems and in how he runs his business, while I want to inspire people by the ideas and research and things that are happening in the culture.
What I love about this space is obviously it's open. Ta-da!
Yep.
But my favorite part is you can hear me coming. So I've got the yellow Ferrari down there.
Okay,
It makes a lot of noise. Yeah.
Let's see this.
There's that one down there.
Okay, you can't notice it at all. It's not noticeable.
Oh, you would hear me. You'd hear me 8 blocks before I get here.
Yeah.
So that's why these guys clean up the rack before I walk in.
Exactly.
I give him kudos. And I think the main insight that I learned from Dan is that I don't want to compare myself to him, and I don't think that you should compare yourself to anybody. You should run your own race, run your own business, run your own content. What would I do? I think you're doing everything. If I was 18 again, I think I would have taken way more risks. I think I would have explored way more, because you realize, like, actually, everybody says, like, when you're like 65, you can do whatever, you're 40, 50, like, you can do whatever. Like, look at Colonel Sanders. He started KFC when he was 95. I just think that when you're young, you have so much more time. Because, like, I'm 39, so I got 3 kids, I got a wife. Like, you don't have time. Like, when you have a family, you don't have time. When you have a mortgage, you don't have time. You have properties, you don't have time. So it's like maximize that time when you're young.
Get that, like me, I live the immigrant lifestyle, so like I kind of was raised with the lifestyle, like hey, go to school, get a job, and this. But like as I kind of grew up, I kind of was like, what's so bad if I do this right now?
It's just really cool to see Dan in his element, and you know, he's obviously a very gifted storyteller and a very gifted presenter. And I think the other cool thing that Dan brought is that he's really fit. Like he has gone from sort of fit to like really fit. Like he has really doubled down on his fitness, which is inspiring to me as well. Cause you know, he's got kids, I got kids too. And to just see how he trains his body and his mind, that was inspiring too.
Millionaires in the US, but only 3 million people with visible abs. So it's rare if you have visible abs and being a millionaire. So I said, why not do both?
So that's what I learned from Dan Martell. It was really cool. Hopefully when he comes to Edmonton, I can give him the same hospitality, and just really appreciate him and his team, you know, providing some great wisdom and hospitality to me. So yeah, thank you.